Ever build a guitar?
From scratch?
Yeah,
Build
from scratch.
The key is what you build it out of.
Right.
I know
You
that a
need
Gibson guitar builds them from scratch. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they want to build it from scratch, and they've thought for a while that the reason they use this eccentric, very rare wood was the reason why they were being investigated.
Turns out a couple of years ago, remember when we reported on this program, that Gibson guitars was raided. They came almost like in a SWAT team kind
Remember,
of
I'm thinking to
format.
myself, it's about time.
Sure.
They said, you know, what's going on here? At the time, there were whispers, oh, you know, the guy who runs the company is a conservative. He's given to Republicans in the past. Maybe that could have had something to do with it, because it turns out that they had done absolutely nothing wrong at the company. Well, now some people are trying to put together the dots and draw the lines based on this IRS investigation. Could it be that some of these other things that were going on were also concerted, targeted things?
Well, here's the CEO from Gibson Guitar. He was on with Mike Huckabee back in August of 2012 talking about how the feds came after him in particular.
They came in with 30 SWAT-attired people with automatic weapons.
Into your factory, like you were making drugs or something.
Into 3 factories. They
Wow.
came into 3 factories. They evacuated all our employees into the parking lot. They turned off our video surveillance, and then they seized a lot of goods, guitars, hard drives. We had to replace all the raw materials they seized, and then we have to substitute other materials with no notice, and so it was enormously disruptive. Since the first raid, we have spent $2.4 million just in legal fees addressing this issue, and we haven't been charged with any. There's no trial.
So what was going on? Well, it's interesting, and some are now connecting the dots, as Gretchen said, where it looks as if his company was targeted, much like the Tea Parties and conservatives were, by the IRS. Why? Well, a number of other guitar makers use exactly the same wood that he got in trouble for using, and so do furniture manufacturers. But as it turns out, he is actually a big donator to Republican causes, whereas the person who runs C.F. Martin uses the same stuff, a big Democratic fundraiser and donator, and they have never gone after C.F. Martin.
You're seeing now some of these people who were targeted, the Tea Parties by the IRS, they're now going to sue the government to get back the costs that they incurred to hire lawyers
And
once they
more.
were audited. And once they were, so now you got to see if they can connect the dots. Are these companies now going to be suing the government, saying, look, you have to pay us back for all these legal fees and lost business as a result?
Well, it is crazy if they come in with a SWAT team just because you've got some wood from India there that you did get legally.
Right. Okay.
A little crazy.
Meanwhile, coming up straight.